Hello! My children start high school chemistry in the fall, and so I've decided to torture them with a series of unending videos on high school chemistry and beyond, meaning I also have a college chemistry textbook right here called Chemistry, the Central Science, by a bunch of people, Brown, LeMay, Burston, and Murphy. Not Mick Murphy. He's not Scottish. Okay, let's begin. What is chemistry? Let me, because this is not an official video for any class, I can be completely informal. Chemistry is basically the study of stuff and the way stuff changes. Please don't put that on your test. Here's what Mr. Brown, LeMay, Burston, and Murphy, who are all, they're quadruplets joined at the hip. Here's what they say. They say that chemistry is the study of materials and the changes that materials undergo. They put it much better, didn't they? I like stuff. It's the study of stuff and the changes that stuff undergoes. The high school chemistry book that I'm able to get a hold of, it's a Holt chemistry book, but I don't know when, it's probably about 2006. I can't remember, but it says something like chemistry is the study of chemicals and the way that chemicals react with each other. And I just think that probably my definition is the one that works the best for it, doesn't it? It's the study of stuff and the way stuff changes. Now, how does it relate to other courses you might take in high school or chemistry? So, for example, how does it relate to physics? I also have a physics book here at home, and it doesn't even have a definition of physics. Really, a college chemistry book. A college physics book that doesn't actually have a definition of physics. I went online to try to find a definition of physics. I even went to Wikipedia trying to find a nice, clear definition of physics. Well, let me come in the back door, which is my way. Everything is backwards with me. Physics is, I think, more than anything about the forces that either move stuff or keep stuff from moving. So if you think of chemistry as the stuff, physics is about the motion of the stuff. And potential energy is the stuff that isn't moving, but if you let go of that rock and it fell on your brother, then it would be moving. And so physics is about energy, and physics is about motion, and physics is about heat. And what is heat other than energy? Physics has more to do with forces than it has to do with the stuff itself. Although, physics started it all. It all started at physics. Before you even had chemistry, you had physics. And it was about the nature of stuff. And so you might say that physics is about the stuff that is even smaller than the stuff of chemistry. So atoms, you talk about atoms in chemistry, but in physics you go below the atom into the nucleus, and inside the nucleus into the proton, and inside the proton into the quarks, and you can go down to quarks. Quarks, I think, is about as far as we've gotten so far, although there are some strange people who like strings. But anyway, so physics is about forces and about energy and about stuff even smaller than the stuff of chemistry. Chemistry really, it started out as, I mix two things in my kitchen and my head blows up, So chemistry really started more with reactions of matter that you can see and touch and mix, and you put baking soda and mix it with stuff and it bubbles and all that fun stuff. So chemistry is more stuff that we see. Physics goes down the rabbit hole into the stuff that you can't really see, and it's inside the atom. And of course, physics has to do with energies, the energies that underlie the bubbling that you see in chemistry. So chemistry is really kind of the central science. Physics is going even deeper than chemistry, and of course, in the next slide, I'm going to talk about biology that goes above, bigger than chemistry. So in physics, we're talking motion, thermodynamics, which is about heat and temperature and that sort of thing, electromagnetism. That's the stuff of physics. So physics is even more basic, if you would, than chemistry. And then even bigger than chemistry is biology. So biology is like the study of life, but it gets involved with some chemistry. So if physics is kind of smaller than chemistry, biology is bigger than chemistry. This is why chemistry is called the central science, because it's kind of in between physics and biology. So, for example, organic chemistry is the chemistry of honkin' big molecules that are involved, not involved with living things. This is not involved with living things, but involved with living things. So, organic molecules become bigger and bigger. My son asked me a couple weeks ago what the chemical formula of DNA was, and it just depends, because some have more thymine than others, and some have more guanine than others. You know what I mean? DNA is a honkin' complex molecule. In fact, biochemistry is the chemistry of the really big complex chemistry of cells and living things and RNA and DNA and deoxyribonucleic acid and all that kind of stuff. So biology is about big chemical kinds of things that relate to life, and physics is about fundamental. I forgot to eat today because I'm thinking about the nature of quarks kind of thing. So physics is really fundamental, underneath the stuff and the energy and the forces of the stuff, and then biology is the life, big stuff, and then chemistry is the study of the stuff kind of that we can see and observe, and the reactions of the stuff we can see and observe, and it kind of approaches physics when we get down to atoms and elements and stuff like that. Well, I hope that was really confusing. I didn't intend it to be, but it might have been. But I hope that it has helped you nonetheless. Thank you very much.